Hello and welcome to day 65 in this quest for a 2000 rapid chess rating on chess.com. And so if you've been watching, my rating was up to 1634 and then I kind of had a meltdown. I played, I thought they were practice games and they were 10 minutes. And so I lost a bunch of those on time, and then I was trying to practice some openings. I should have played maybe unrated games. But anyway, so now we're trying to work our way back up towards 1600. So let's begin here, find an opponent, and see what happens. So we have a 1548. We have the white pieces. Let's begin here with e4. All right, so e4, e5, knight to c6. So we'll try this Italian game. Oh, and right away they start with this move, which is pretty interesting. Do I capture that? Why not? All right, so what do we do here? Let's see. All right. If we move up here, he can attack us. Let's see. With the queen. All right, so I don't know. Already we're in trouble here. So what do we do? Retreat? I guess we're retreating backwards with our knight. All right, so this is kind of ridiculous. Obviously, I misplayed something here. Let's see. All right, I guess we're retreating back. Now see what they do. All right, let us go. Well, he could press forward there and try and attack us. So let's go here to keep that knight out, kind of protect our king a little bit. All right, yet again, another opening I'm going to have to look into. I haven't come across this variation, the Rousseau Gambit, it looks like. But we'll just have to dig in and play defense here. All right, now what? Now what? Do we pin that? Pin that knight? He'll probably just develop his bishop there. Okay, so he goes after that. I don't know. It's looking pretty crazy here. So, what do we want to do next? Man, he's really got us kind of hemmed in here. All right. Well, I guess we could push this forward, see what they do. All right, now, do we take this knight and wreck his pawns over here? I don't know if that would help us out or not. If we go here, he'll just continue to attack us. I guess we'll just retreat, try and get him to lure his pawns in. I don't know, maybe I should have captured there and tried to... Well, alright, so now we're running. Let's see, can we lure him to the edge of the board? Which I don't know if that's good, because now he'll attack us, then he can move his knight in there even further. All right. Man, I'm just in a total mess here. So I just have to try and play defense. And if I capture here, he can just bring his knight in. And then where does that knight go? I guess. All right, so now he ends up doing that. All right, well, this is just a disaster. A disaster. Okay, I should probably capture there. Well, then it opens up more stuff on the other side, so I guess we're doing that. What a big disaster. Okay, so now he wants to jump into there. Okay. Just looking pretty awful here. All right. Man, that knight is going to jump in there. I mean, do I bring my king up there? Then his queen can shoot over here and threaten. Oh my gosh, this is just awful. A terrible game. All right, I guess I have to move. Ah, man. This is so bad. Is there a way to go after his king? This is just awful. I mean, I feel like resigning already. This game is just terrible. And what the heck? All my pieces are just tied up here. It's looking pretty bad. Okay, what do I try next? If I move my king up here, he can threaten to bring his queen down here, I guess, and check me, and then I move back here. All right. Okay, whatever. I'm just burning up time. So we'll go there. We will just do that. Okay. And now, yeah, I didn't even think about the queen checking over there. All right, if I go there, he's going to fork us. If I go up here, yeah, then he's just going to attack from the other direction. All right. Whatever. We'll just go that way. What a horrible disaster. All right, I'll try and hang in here, but I don't know, it's not looking good. This game just took a turn right out of the opening. So I don't know. This is what I was trying to practice, is just trying to figure out a way to improve my openings. All right, so what are the threats here? A check over there. Oh my gosh, what craziness. All right, I guess we're attacking his queen. And now what? And now what? He's just got me all trapped. I mean, he could just capture. No, he can't capture that pawn. I forgot my knight's down here. Okay. So I just give my queen up. Oh my gosh. All right. I'm just going to resign and play a new game because that was just terrible. That was probably super awful. Again, I'm just having a disaster on these openings. So I got to figure my openings out because they are just not. I don't know. I don't have them down yet. I'm getting surprised by some little tricky moves. So what I was trying to decide, oh, what is this? Now the game review's not working. Okay, so finally, here we go. They played at 90.6% accuracy. So yet again, I'm playing these people that are playing at 90 and I played at 63. That was just pathetic. All right, I don't know. You're supposed to have fun in chess, but I'm not having fun when it just turns into an ugly disaster like that. So let's see what we can learn, because that is definitely the upside to losing games, especially when they're that bad. You know, he just caught me in that weird opening move that I haven't played against yet since I've been doing this new opening repertoire. So, let's take a look here. Start this review. Okay, so we have a regular Italian game happening here. But now they play that move. So here, apparently I should not have captured that. What should I have played? Maybe d3, just protecting the pawn. Yeah, that's probably what I should have played. d3. Does knight to c3 work? No, because let's see. Yeah, knight to c3, and then if I captured after he captured, he could fork my pieces. So probably d3 is the best move. Oh, wait, well it's saying his move was an inaccuracy. f5 should not have been played. So let's see here. All right, so in the game, he plays this Rousseau gambit, you know, moving this pawn up here, I guess. And I should not have captured, so which I did, but the best move, I'm guessing, was d3. Okay. So I should have just covered the pawn, and instead I don't know, fell for this opening that I wasn't familiar with, and I should have taken a better look at it before moving quickly. All right, so next, now we have this pin, which is not good because All right, what was best here? That? Huh. Okay. Well, if he captures... Anyway, we'll have to take a look at this in a game review. So I'll just blast through these moves. Another terrible move here. Best would have been developing the knight. So now... that was another... So yeah, this game was just awful. Like, so we can see I played at a 1250 level here. So this was a disaster. All right. Well, that happens, and here, yeah, I just give up my queen. One disaster after another. Yeah, that was awful. Your opponent got the better of you in that game, that's for sure. Your opponent played better than you in the opening, but it was messy. Your opponent capitalized on their chances in the middle game. So my opening was 66.9 versus their 89.2, and then a 53 in the middle game versus their 95. All right, just awful. Okay, let's look at the analysis here. Let's see. Back from the beginning. Okay, we're good up to here. Then this move surprised us. So here, saying that, this isn't the best move. They should have played knight to f6 or bishop to c5, the regular Italian game moves. But it worked for them. We should not have taken that pawn. Better would have been just d3. So, or even d4. d3 or d4 works as well. It looks like they're both about even. So let's see what this d3, you just protect. If they capture, you recapture. But let's see what this d4 move is about. This looks like it could get tricky here. So e takes d4. And now, what? We could just capture back here. What else? What other option do we have? Looks like knight to g5 going after the king. Knight takes d4, or even pushing this pawn to e5 to prevent the knight from coming into play here. All right, knight to g5, we threaten a fork or a check up here. So a lot going on there. All right, I'll make this quick. That way I can jump into another game and hopefully I play better than that disastrous game. All right, so here they push forward, which is the best move. And now knight to d4 can actually be played here. Or it says knight to g1 is best, which, is that what I played? No, I played this move, queen to e2, which is a mistake because now they can play queen to e7, which is a great move. And now we have to go back to g1, and black is just ahead now. So they develop, which is the best move. What do we play? We should have played knight to c3, but instead we play this mistake. So let's see, knight to c3 would have been the best move to try and control the center there. But now, let's see. They could play knight to d4 and attack our queen, and then our queen would have to retreat. All right. So after c3, they push forward here, chasing our bishop. So bishop to b5 is best, pinning the knight. And then, let's see, what did they pick? Bishop takes f5 is the best move. Well, now it's saying a6, and they picked the best move. That is not good. So it would have been better. Another inaccuracy. d3 would have been better. d3. All right. Well, let's look at. Well, now they're saying knight to a3, h3, d4. But what is this? d3 says that's best. Letting them capture, and then we capture the queen. They capture, developing another piece, and then we can't get this pawn back. So, all right, I better speed this along if I want to play another game and review that game. So, in the game, f3, they played a6 attacking, which is an inaccuracy, but it's still one of the top moves, and it breaks that pin or forces me to capture, which I probably should have. Yeah, it said I should have captured here. So I should have played that move, capturing with check, and then of course they would recapture and have this strong center, an open file for their rook. And then I would play b3 to kind of stop the rook from being able to come down here. Maybe develop my bishop to the side there. All right, so in the game I played that. They just keep attacking. I retreat. Now they castle over there. Another bad move here. Better would have been a4 to try and open up this side of the board. So here comes their attack, threatening to attack my queen. Another awful move. It says that I should have played queen to e3. So if we go back, queen to e3 would have been better, but it looks like black is just winning at this point. So anyway, the game ended with that move, queen attacking my king. I try to block there, but then the queen just keeps attacking. I retreat, and then what? He jumps in attacking my queen, and I just give the queen up, which was awful. All right, so better would have been queen to f2. Queen to f2. All right, yeah, I don't know what the heck I was thinking there. And then I would have, if I moved my queen to f2, let's take a look at it. Queen, he can just capture, all right, and then I have to recapture, and then he just forks my king and the bishop here. So then what? I go over here, and then let's see, it looks like he can just go ahead and pick that bishop off, but it actually recommends bishop to c5, saying that's even better. All right, well, let's dive into another game because that was just awful. I'm going to add this to my library. Okay. And then let's do another game, and hopefully it'll be way better than that awful disaster. I don't know. I've just been in a slump lately, not playing very good. All right, a new game. Here we go. Let's try and recover from that awful disaster. Okay, here we go. Well, let's play knight to f6, preventing him from bringing the other piece out. Now we'll just go ahead and fianchetto. All right. So looks like the London system. All right. So how do we want to play this? Do we just play d6 like a King's Indian? Or do we want to take control of the center like a Grunfeld kind of response? Probably ought to do that to fight for the center. All right, so right away they're attacking my knight. So I might as well immediately attack their bishop, I guess. All right, we'll just go ahead and do that. I don't know. This looks crazy. I mean, I guess I should go after that. Okay. And then just jump up here and go after that. It looks like that works. I don't see anything too crazy. All right. What could he try to do? Man, I don't think he can protect his pawn now. So we'll go there. Oh, and we could have gone after this rook over here. Man, I guess I missed that as well. But I don't know. Our knight was under attack. So, I guess we'll just pick that off. But I don't know. Oh, we should have probably gone after the bishop pair, because that just helped him develop his queen. And now our knight is under attack. Or our pawn is under attack here. Which we can just go ahead and protect it like this. All right. And we can try and set up the ideal pawn center. But then, I don't know, that could block our bishop in a little bit. All right, what should we do? He's probably going to castle. He could castle queenside and then just start launching his pawns. Okay, he decided against that. So now, do we castle here? That's probably what we should do. But we do have a threat of pushing forward and maybe trying to fork here. I don't know. We should probably castle first. Just go ahead and do that. And we'll just see what he does next. All right, he wants to push down here and attack. So now we can threaten the fork of his pieces. Here his queen and his bishop. All right, well, at least this game didn't turn into a disaster like the last one. Okay, so what does he do here? The threat is pushing forward. Does he push the pawn? Well, then that might allow us to gain space and attack his knight. Or do we want to attack here? Okay, if we attack, capture this pawn, he's going to recapture probably with his knight. So we might as well just gain space here. And if we do that, it kind of opens up the position for his bishop. So maybe we should just go ahead, move here, centralize our bishop. That might be better. All right. I think we'll do that. We'll just centralize our bishop. That way, if he captures, then we recapture and renew that threat of pushing forward, and we'll keep the ideal pawn center. All right, and we got a piece developed there. So, because right now we're behind in development. They have 3 pieces developed, and we just have, plus their castling move. So we're behind. Okay, so they block that off. Now What should we do here? We could attack that knight and gain more space. So that's an option. We could go after their knight. So that's a possibility as well. But I don't know. The knight could jump here, then try and jump in here. So do we go ahead and just push forward here? Well, then that knight could try and jump in here and go after this. So maybe we... I probably should develop my queen. But where? Where is a good spot to develop this queen? Do I go over here and attack the knight? The problem is he could just jump here. So maybe I push this forward, but then he could capture and it would be unprotected. All right. Well, attack the knight maybe? Attack the knight. Or just push this pawn up. All right, so I'm a little undecided on this move, and now I'm just burning up time. So, what should we try here? Maybe activate this queen. But where? Where is best to put this queen? Do I chase the knight? But the knight could try and jump in here, then maybe jump here attacking my bishop. So, do I go here ahead of time? Or do I just move my queen out here and attack the knight, but then he'll go here protecting his pawn, or he could, he'd have to do that. He goes there, threatening to jump in here, but then what do I do? Okay. If he's threatening to go there, let's just push like that to the dark squares. Get our pawns on the opposite colored squares as his bishop, so they can't come under attack. All right, now do we just push this pawn as well? Okay, what did that do? I guess it lets him threaten to come down here. So we should go here and try and cover that. And we get to develop our queen, and we have a threat of capturing this pawn with our bishop. But then he could capture in the center. So maybe we need to chase that knight away. Yeah, we should have done that. Oh, that might have been a good move as well. Chase that knight. But then the knight could go here and here. All right. Well, let's see. See what he does. So the threat is I just pick off this h3 pawn, and threaten a mate here. So, all right, so he stops that threat. Now, we probably should just move forward and chase his knight. Okay, because he has, if he captures here, all right, so let's go ahead and chase that knight away. So we'll go ahead and do that, gain space. chase the knight. And now maybe we could push this F pawn. Push the F pawn. And that's a possibility. Push this F pawn and just try and open the rook up on the queen here. All right, so at least now his knight is sent to the edge of the board, so that is good. What do we do next here? Let's see. Is there a way to go after that? I don't see anything too great. Okay, now do we just push this pawn and go after? Go after this. It looks like this pawn, if he captures this pawn, will be unprotected. So let's go ahead and do that. And then if he moves this bishop here, of course, we'll take and double his pawns. All right, what will he try next? That is the question. And we have to figure out how to activate our rooks as well. So I don't know. Right now I'm thinking, okay, so I guess he figured that plan out. So now if we go here and he can't capture with that. So he can't capture with this pawn because it's pinned to the king. So we can move forward here, and if he captures, all right, yeah, that's what we're gonna do. So we'll just go there anyway. And just see what they decide to do. All right. Okay, so now I don't want to activate his bishop if I don't have to, so I might as well just keep pushing forward like that and gain space and cram his position. Well, I don't know if I want. Okay, so he blocks that. Now what do we want to do? Okay, well, this is locked up. So now I guess we could really close things up. But I don't know, if I close it up too much, then his knight could have an advantage, possibly. All right, let's see here. All right, well, I don't know if I want to move my bishop or he can move his bishop and activate it. But the bishop could try and swing down here. Go there, maybe. All right, what can we do next? This person is just making it difficult here. All right, well, I guess we'll just do that. Get ready to... All right, so now he's thinking about moving in there. You know, or maybe going here. All right, all right. Well, I probably should do that. Oh, and I need to get this bishop up here and over here. And then, I don't know, maybe, okay, so he decides to do that. We will go here to block out this pawn, these pawns from moving. Okay, that works. Okay, what is the knight doing there? Nothing really. So we need to get our bishop outside of this pawn chain. And his knight is not really able to do much now. All right. Well, we might as well just push forward here. Like that. Okay. What does that do? He wants to push forward here. Okay. If we capture, he's going to go over there. All right. What is next here? What is next? Well, I probably should move everything to there. Because this is probably going to open up. All right. What now? What now? Okay. All right, we're going that way. We're going that way. Got to double up here. All right. Now, do we just go there? Do we just go there? Do we want to trade off rooks? We probably don't want to capture with this pawn. I don't know, although we could. But then we end up on the wrong. All right. we'll go this way. The problem is his queen is going to swing in here, and try and attack, or go here maybe. I don't know. We could have problems. We could have problems. He could just force a trade of queens. All right, if he forces a trade of queens, okay. Do I just capture here? No, I want to go this way. But he's going to trade off rooks, which is not really going to help me here. So, do I need a passed pawn in this game? So we'll go that way, try and keep our rook and get this passed pawn moving if we can, but I don't know. This is not looking too good. Now our bishop is kind of out of play here, and my position is really open. I need to figure out a way. He could move his knight away and then bring his queen in here. All right, so he just stops that. What do we need to do? Well, the rook should take the open file. So we'll go ahead and do that. All right, now it's protected. Okay. And this knight is just attacking things over here. Oh, now our bishop can activate like this. So that's good. Our bishop can swing down here and block out, well, block this pawn, try and help control things a little bit. Now, do I go here and block him out, or do I swing all the way down here and help protect? Let's see. Tricky. All right. I don't know, probably something like that, because now if the knight moves, I can pick off this pawn over here. And I need to get my king into the game. This king needs to get activated. If I could get my king up here to f6 to protect this pawn and allow my queen to move. All right. Well, what should we try now? I guess get my king moving. All right, what did this move do? Maybe he's going to try and swing over here. All right, let's get our king moving. And I got to watch the time. Once again, I only have 5 minutes. They have 10. All right, so let's see here. If the knight moves, we can just pick this off, this pawn here. Would he think about giving up his rook? That's a possibility as well. All right, so now I could just go up here to help protect this pawn. Now my queen is free to move away from that. So that is good. All right, so the knight moves, allowing us to pick off the pawn. So we'll go ahead and do that. And we're attacking the knight. So what does the knight do? If it jumps down here, we can pick this off. Now, if the queen jumps into the game, well, then that could be dangerous. So we have to think about that as well. If the queen jumps down here, wanting me to trade, do I just pick off the rook then? Okay, so he jumps forward. Now I can just... Well, I should look for threats to his king. If I go here, checking the king will have to move to a light square. He'll probably go over here because otherwise I can swing over here and be protected by the bishop. And if he goes to this dark square, do I just pick off this pawn first? Which is a possibility. Oh, he's going after my bishop too here. So I probably need to attack if I'm going to do that. All right, that's the decision. Do I just snatch up another pawn and let him attack here? Or do I attack his king? If I attack his king with my queen, what does he do? He has to go to one of these 3 squares. He'll probably go here. And then, oh, does that, All right, yeah, I don't know if that does anything. If I bring my queen up here, checking, he could go here. And then, I don't know, I don't think I have anything after that. Even if I go here, All right, so the other option is to capture this pawn. If he takes my bishop, I probably want to capture with the rook. Otherwise, oh wait, actually, maybe not. Maybe I capture with the pawn. And my queen will be able to jump down here and protect my king. But then he could go here. It might end in a draw. But if I run out of time, it won't matter anyway. So maybe we can trade material down. Do I have a check down here later? Or I have a check over here as well. Oh, that might be the deciding move. I don't know if that works. All right, looks like we are going for this pawn. And we'll just, okay, so they attack that way. All right, interesting. All right. Well, now probably should just I don't know, maybe I check him now. Check. He runs away. Probably just need to move my rook up, but then okay, so that'll work. We'll just go there. See what he does next. He could try and bring his queen down into the game by going there. But if he does that, we'll be able to go here. Huh. I don't know. This is looking dangerous. I have to be careful. I have to be careful. Okay, so we have a check there. Now, oh, I can just snatch that up with the queen. All right, well, I guess he made a mistake there. And we just trade off the queens now. All right, so now we're winning if we don't run out of time. So he's probably just going to try and run me out of time here. So I just have to make sure I don't run out of time, but I have all this extra material, so all I have to do is start pushing my pawns forward. Oh, and now I can trade off the rooks, so there we go. All right, what is best here? Start moving these pawns forward. We'll just do that. And then our king can come over here and help the pawns move. Okay, so they resign. Okay, we got a win, but man, that person put up some resistance there. Okay, let's take a look. Let's see here. Game review. Still could have been better. Oh man, it looks like I had a big lead and then I just let it get away from me and the game was even again and white had a slight advantage. And then I got the lead back and till the end there. So we need to see what what happened there where I was ahead all this time and then I let my advantage slip away. All right. Anything crazy in this? They had a blunder, but they had 8 inaccuracies and 4 mistakes. We had 6 inaccuracies and 4 mistakes and 2 misses. So yeah, I'm still not playing the best. All right, the review. They play this London system. So we played kind of a Grunfeld setup against it. All right, yeah, I didn't know about that move. We'll take a look at that in the analysis. Huh, it's like everything is silent all of a sudden. Do I have the volume up here? I don't know why everything is so quiet. Um, All right. Well, I'm not sure why. There's no sound coming up. All right, next. Yeah, normally we have sound effects when the pieces move, so that's kind of strange. You ignored an opportunity to eventually win a pawn. Okay, so... Oh, let's see. If I captured there... Well, they could recapture with the bishop and go after this. I don't know. Maybe that's what I was supposed to do. Um, Capture the pawn. They capture. Well, they'd capture with the knight and chase my queen. So I don't know. We'll look at that in the analysis. All right. Now, that was a miss. So I should not have done that. Maybe I should have opened the position up for my bishops, because when you have the bishop pair, you should be trying to open the position, not keep it closed. So, I could have done that better. It looks like that was the beginning of me letting the advantage slip away. All right. Anyway, well, let's see what was best. To capture that way. Oh man, did I miss that? That I could have just captured, and then I have a bishop and a queen. Yeah, see, I'm not playing 100%, so I don't know. Sometimes you just have like a slump that you get into in chess where you have a period of some, not the best play. All right, so that move was not very good. That's a mistake. Better would have been to capture there immediately. Okay. Well, another thing to take a look at. So let's continue on. All right. You had an advantage, but now the game is close to equal. So instead of that move, we should have just gone here. Then maybe threaten to, move this b pawn up, attacking here and here. I guess this way you keep the position a little bit open. We let the position get really closed up, and I don't know, it probably could have been a draw, or even white had the advantage there at some point, just barely. All right, anyway, now we're just winning, so we just start picking everything off. They kind of fell apart at the end. I think they were trying to run me out of time and making quick moves once I was down to like a minute or two. So, all right, so I played at a 1550 level versus their 1350. So, looks like I missed a fair amount of stuff. I played the opening with 100% accuracy, so that's a little surprising. All right, 68.5 in the middle game versus 68.8. So once again, I could have played this better, and I just missed some opportunities. So let's take a look at the analysis and see what was going on here. Okay, so d4, knight to f6, which stops them from pushing this e-pawn. So they bring their bishop out early. Setting up this London system. So we decide to fianchetto against it. What does it say is best here? c5 immediately. Playing c5, attacking the central pawn with your side pawn. And then, I don't know, they would probably just play e3 and protect this. Oh, and then it wants you to immediately go here, attacking this b2 pawn. All right, and then that's kind of weakened now because of this bishop moving. I mean, I guess they could go here. Anyway, in the game, we decide to do that. They continue setting up their London system, which is, usually pawn on e3, d4, but you get your bishop outside of the pawn chain where it's more active. And then they can develop, this knight to f3. And then this knight, sometimes it goes to c3 or sometimes to d2. The same with this knight, I guess. Sometimes it could go here, but there's maybe a Jabava London where you go here, and sometimes this knight goes to e2 instead. So a lot of, interesting and tricky stuff that could happen with this London system. So they go there. I decide to set up a Grunfeld against it with this move. And now it looks like bishop to e2, knight to c3, or even c4, attacking this pawn. So they play that move, which the computer says is an inaccuracy. And I thought that was a weird move. I don't know why they decided to do that. It says knight at b to d2. Right now it's saying that is what they should have played. Just develop the other knight to fortify this knight. That way if this knight jumps forward and the other knight can jump in maybe behind it here to fortify. That way if our knight captures, the other knight can swing in there and have this outpost. All right. Here, it's saying I should continue with c5 or just castle immediately, which is, I don't know, probably what I would do. But in the game, they played this inaccurate bishop to e5 move, which was kind of odd. So here it says to castle immediately or play knight at b to d7. And so I immediately attack this bishop, to get rid of his bishop pair. And I thought, well, yeah, if I capture, he captures, he could chase my knight, but then I saw I could just move here and protect it. All right, so in the game, looks like the best move was to retreat away here. And, keep this bishop. You don't want to just give up this bishop and then you can't guard this pawn. So, of course I capture, and then they capture, which is a mistake because then they can't protect that pawn. So it looks like the best thing to do, of course, is just capture this way. And then now we drop back with two pieces attacking, but now they can just play f4 and lock that knight in there. So if we capture, they can pull this pawn into the center and have this strong, three-pawn formation here, kind of cramping black's position. And they're ready to castle and have a half-open file for the rook. So, this is what my opponent should have done. Here, it does not recommend that I just capture and give him that pawn in towards the center. It says I should just, well, that's the second best move, I guess. But the best move is just to castle here. All right. So now, let us take a look. What happened in the game? They captured with this pawn. So if we go back a little bit and look at this unusual bishop move. So the bishop jumps up there. The computer says is an inaccuracy. We immediately attack. They should have retreated the bishop, but instead they develop another piece. We take the bishop pair away from them. They capture with the pawn, but now that pawn is a target, and white is just black is just ahead here. Okay, so now they attack my knight, which just lets me pick off this pawn. So now they do not capture. And here, oh, okay. I was wondering if I should capture the other bishop, but that would just bring his pawn in towards the center and keep this defender of his king side. But c6 is also possible, fortifying my central pawn. What else do we have? Anyway, it looks like the computer says just capturing that knight is the best move there, which we're ahead in material. So when you're ahead in material, you want to trade off pieces. If you're behind in material, like my opponent, who's down by one pawn, well, now after we make this even, so down by one pawn, he wants to trade off as many pawns as he can. So, already he's attacking this pawn with the knight and the queen. So we want to go ahead and just protect, which is the best move. And now it looks like e4 would be best. Although, if they play e4, it looks like I should just ignore that and develop my queen attacking over here. But I don't know, like this helps white trade off pawns, like I said here. Okay, we have castling, although they wanted that e4 move. Maybe he was afraid of me just pushing forward, going after his knight here. All right, now it wanted an f5 move. So castling is an inaccuracy. f5 would be even better, which would help stop that e4 move. So f5 kind of locks down this e square. Oh, I have a request to play by an opponent. So if he is watching, well, when he watches this video, sorry, I'll try and finish this. I'm recording right now. That was from Addy Idiot is his name on here. And we've been playing a bunch of games. He's the super fast speed player that I've been playing and really having a tough time trying to keep up with his quick speed. All right, so we go here, castling. And now they play an inaccuracy. Once again, they won e4, but he's getting ready to push pawns over here and have that rook back up the pawn push. So it likes this move because we're threatening a fork here. So they push forward. Looks like the queen move was preferred. And now, let's see, f5. He's gonna keep asking me, and I'm sorry, I'm in the middle of recording. So let's take a look here. We go there. The pawn. Okay, wait, what did it say about that move? This was an inaccurate. Sorry, I got distracted. So bishop to c8. Let's see, bishop to c8. The best move here is f5, pushing to f5, trying to attack that pawn. So I did not play that. It didn't like this. It wanted this rook move towards the center. So now we play that, and that's a mistake. Once again, it wants that f5 move, which I thought about that in the game to break it open here and put pressure on his queen. So now the queen steps off of there. Our queen jumps up here, and it still wants that f5 move. But here we're threatening an attack on the king, and we're pinning this pawn and threatening to capture here. So he takes care of that threat, but that's an inaccuracy. King to h1 would have been better. So now f5, and we still did not play f5. Okay. So let's take a look at that, how this f5 move would have played out. f5, capture. Oh, no, they want to capture the other way. Okay. Well, it says this is still good, but capturing the other way would have been better. So let's take a look at that. Let me delete this move. Hold on. Okay, delete this move, and now, come on. Okay, sorry, I'll get with you as soon as I'm done recording this. Okay, let's see. So don't play that. Play f5. And then they should capture this way. Here, we should attack their queen and fork here. Okay, and now knight takes e4. F takes e4. Queen takes? Oh, yeah, because the queen's under attack by the rook. But then we're able to do this. And then queen to g4. So this is crazy. Then we capture because we're ahead in material here. So they recapture. And so we would just be ahead. So I overlooked that. So back to the game. Queen to f3. I played d4, which was a mistake. So now they reposition their knight. I pushed this pawn, but better would have been f5 once again. Now they start trying to close down this king side, but this was a mistake. Bringing the knight back to the center is what they wanted. So f5, finally, and they should have captured there. All right, so we push forward, and that's a miss. It would have been better, and yeah, I overlooked this. I should have played that. Then they capture, and then, bishop or queen capture here. Because we'll be ahead in material, I would think we would want the queen capture and just trade off. Why do they not like that? They want bishop to h. They don't even want me going after that. Bishop to h6. Bishop takes. Okay, what about that? Yeah, so now it's saying that's the best move. I don't know why the computer didn't like that before. Okay, so we go there. Now bishop to c4 is recommended. Oh, I don't know if I like that either, because now, well, it's saying king to h8 is the best move, but I would just play that. And then, what? I don't, king to h4, they would have just, okay, I guess it's trying to keep the queens on the board. But, you know, we're ahead in material, and now we can capture that and bust his pawns apart over here. So, I guess the computer didn't like that, but the only bad thing is our bishop is really hemmed in here, and he has this knight. So, I don't know. It's kind of tricky. Maybe it's because that knight has the advantage. All right, let me finish this out so I can get to the game request that my opponent, not my opponent here, but that Addy Idiot was sending to me. He's probably wondering why I'm not responding. All right, in the game we had f3, so I ended up kind of locking things up. And then here, it looks like I should have captured immediately. This was a inaccuracy here. So what should they have done? Better was a4 to start pushing these pawns forward, you know, trying to break my pawns up over here. I probably would have just pushed to a5 if they did that. So here they move here, and it looks like I should have immediately captured that and broken their pawns apart here. Oh, their knight. Wait a minute. Their knight could have... It actually wants you to do that. The pawns are a little weak, but it'd be hard to get to those pawns because my own pawns are blocking me in. All right. So in the game, we had my bishop moving up here, and then the game continued with bishop takes, queen takes, knight jumps up here is a mistake. Once again, it wants a4. And then it did not like this. b5 was better, chasing that knight. So let's take a look at that. So b5, and then knight back to b2, looks like is the best move. And now c4. Okay, this makes sense. You're getting some play over here. Now they want knight to d1. And then here rook at A to C8. I guess to maybe capture and open this up, but then it also wants the queen to go over here and attack. Okay, anyway, that is what they recommended. Instead, I went up here trying to activate that bishop. Finally, they pushed this pawn. So I move here, but instead it says that's a mistake. I should have just played A6 to keep my options open of pushing up here and attacking his knight. So instead I go there, they line up here, and then our rooks kind of maneuver around trying to figure out where to go. They push this pawn, trying to break things open for the rooks, so I double my rooks. Capture, capture. Oh, it would have been better to capture with the pawn and keep both rooks on the board, and then I would have had that passed pawn, because here we traded. I thought about capturing with the rook, but then he could trade off my other rook, and then he would have this knight against my bishop, which is kind of blocked by all my pawns. So I decided to keep a rook on the board, which the computer agrees with that move. The queen blocks the passed pawn. We take the open file, and now they move, and I have to watch out, I guess, for, well, no, he can't do that move. All right. So finally, I activate this bishop, and the king goes after it. I retreat, and it actually liked this move better. But I don't know, I figure this blocks his rook. But it liked the rook here. Okay, which, I mean, I guess I could have swung down here maybe and tried to block it, you know, protect this pawn. Anyway, this retreat is a mistake. Knight to D2 is better. So knight to D2, take a quick look at that. Knight to D2. And here I should just activate my king by moving it forward. Or queen to D7 to protect this maybe. Well, I don't know. Queen to D7. I like moving the king up, which is what I ended up doing in the game. But now it says that's a miss, that an immediate B5 would have been better. B5. How would that work? Let's take a look at this B5 move. You attack the knight. Okay. You'd think they would just capture here, but it does not like that move. So it recommends A3. Okay, I want to take a look at this though. What if they just do that? Now, what? They want A4. Oh, because the knight would not be protected. Okay, that's tricky. That's a little tricky maneuver there. Now, what? Rook to C1 is best? Well, black would just be winning because this knight, what does it do? If the knight retreats, you pick this pawn off. So, oh, and the queen, man, yeah, so this is bad for white. Okay, back to the game. Let's finish this real quick. So we had some maneuvering. Oh, wait, that was a blunder by my opponent. So he blunders. What should he have done here? Rook to G2 or king to G1? Rook to G2. What does that do? Rook to G2. Or, I don't know, I probably would have gone with a king move maybe. But they're saying rook to G2, but now the computer will probably change its mind. Now it's saying rook to C1, because that rook to G2 move doesn't seem like it does much. Now it doesn't like this. It's saying king to G1. So the computer cannot make up its mind here. King to G1, does it agree with that now? No, now rook to A2. So that's weird. The computer is just all undecided here. Okay, so we know that this is a blunder. And so why is that a blunder? Well, I can pick off this pawn and attack the knight. And so here, queen to b5 was the best move. Now it's saying queen to a6, because queen to b5 would just let me pick off this pawn, or excuse me, trade queens. Then his pawn would end up here on b5, and I'd pick that off by just jumping my rook up here and attacking it. Well, no, wait, his knight would still be on the board. So let's take a look at that. Queen to b5. Now queen just takes on a3. Oh, but that's tricky. I was worried about that. But the computer says that's the best thing to do. Go there. And, oh, he can't check me. Okay. Well, yeah, he can check me this way. Sorry. So check. What do we have now? Oh, this would have been dangerous. Only one move works. Queen to e7, or king to e7. Yeah, I was worried about that. That queen getting activated in there. Yeah, if he would have played that, I don't know. I could have been in trouble with only a limited amount of time. I probably would have tried to trade off queens instead. Queen to b7, check. Oh, and then I'd have to go and protect that. Oh man, this could end in a draw like this. If he goes there, I'm in check. I have to go here to protect my rook. And now queen to d5, check. King, where? Back up to e8. Or wait, over to e8. Okay, over to e8. Oh, now the queen can come in and protect me. So let's see. Well, we could have that move maybe. I don't know. That looks tricky. It would be chasing my king all over the place. And with limited time, well, at this point, it looks like I still had 5 minutes. So maybe I would have been able to figure out, how to avoid problems. Okay, so let's go back here. The blunder move of the knight up there, I attack or capture the pawn, attack the knight. If the queen would have gone here, I probably just would have captured. His knight would have recaptured. Or maybe the pawn would have captured. Well, I don't know. Then he'd end up with I'd have a passed pawn. So he'd probably capture with the knight. Then I'd go up here after this pawn. And he would just protect, I guess. All right. Anyway, finish this out. He jumped down there. We pick off that pawn. Oh, wait. It said we had something better. We should have immediately moved our rook up there. Okay, so he attacks our rook. We go here, but it says this is better. Moving right here and attacking the knight. Huh. Okay. Well, we have this, knight e8, but h4 would have been better, trying to open things up on the other side of the board. So now, here this is bad because we just pick off his knight. But it likes h4, and then it looks like we should go ahead and capture. Then they should play knight to b7, attacking my rook. And now they want h3. What? h3? I guess you start moving up the board. h3, but that gives up my rook. All right, let's take a look at this. h3. You think they would just pick this off? Oh, there's this threat of the queen moving up here. The king would have to go here. Oh, and then a mate threat over here. Oh, that's kind of tricky. Is that a mate threat? So let's take a look at it. H3, if this happens, well, then we have a mate in 4. So check. And all they can do is block. Because if the king moves to F2, or here, yeah, if the king moves, then the queen swings over and delivers a check over here. Checkmate. All right. In the game, we had that, but that allows me to capture. The queen activates here, but he overlooked this move. So we trade off material, and now we're just winning with the extra bishop and 3 pawns. So we're +6 ahead in material, and we just trade the rook off. So now my opponent quits after these pawns start moving. He goes here. We just protect, and he resigned here. So the game may have continued with, I don't know, this is what the computer is giving. Now this other pawn is moving forward. Now, why would you just give that pawn up for no reason? This pawn is going to march up, and you're going to have a queen. All right, well, if you watched the entire time, thanks. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already. Feel free to leave comments, suggestions, any requests if there is a specific chess material you'd like to see in the future. Thanks for watching, and have a super chess day.